how the abuse that he did to me is why he having karma, because of what he tried to achieve. Because he was jealous and envious, he's gonna be in poverty. He should have abandoned this plan. Left deserted. He should have abandoned this. Now he confused about the communication he's getting about a relationship. It got him looking like this in conflict. Because of what he tried to manifest. This mature man, what he tried to manifest against a divine femme that was filled with self-love, the manipulation that he tried to do, he trusted. He trusted that he knew what he was doing because he was a priest. He knew. He knew. He trusted himself that he would be able to do this manipulation and that he would get some unexpected money from a sweetheart if he could cause some type of illusions. That's what this King of Swords did to this earth angel, this rising star. He did death magic. But I was already in my North Node. That's why him and these third parties are in emotional pain. They are in despair. Because they couldn't get me to travel and move on to being a karmic femme. Now community is in concern because they tried to they tried to bind the job of a healer. They had false information. They didn't know I was already balanced. They didn't know I was already aligned and on my destined path. They didn't know. Now a divine masculine has inner knowing that this rich guy wanted me to be an ice queen. That's why he did all this. I can't wait for this to be over so I can just read some new energy. I mean, at this point, I feel like I can do collective messages, anything other than hearing this shit every day. The divination ice cream. Poverty. Commitment. Karmic masculine. Now Ice Queen is going through poverty because she decided to take a commitment from a divine masculine. That the only reason they was together was because she could do divination. This karmic femme. Yep, this Ice Queen took a love offer from a Ice King. Or this karmic femme took a love offer from an Ice King, and the love offer was false. False abundance. Ice King. False. Alright, so I think I took up a card. Animosity, and what else was in the reverse? Animosity. Dang, what other card was out here? Was it abundance? Yeah, it was abundance. Animosity and abundance in reverse. I don't know what that is. Animosity with abundance in reverse. There was another card out here too, because I already got one out for that. Death magic. I did. Okay, so a rich girl blocked. A rich girl blocked destruction because it wasn't filled with love. A rich girl blocked unexpected money. Legal. High honor. She wasn't mad that she didn't have money. Or somebody wasn't mad that somebody didn't have abundance. Death magic, mentally and emotionally unstable. Was a false narrative that a flying monkey spun. Now they under judgment and gonna be in prison. They in bondage about what they expected a family to commit to. They did divination and voodoo. They was obsessed with my protection. This King of Swords was false or got false information that I was a healer in my divinity, and he would be able to get actual money. So I was too balanced and already in my North Node. That's why I moved on. This sweetheart, this rising star, he became jealous and envious after I left. Wanted me in poverty. And he's getting a message that I'm still stable and on my destined path, having new beginnings. And the illusions that he tried to cause with this love offer is ending. He knows I'm unbothered that he was my twin flame. This nice guy tried to change or alter, modify something. This boss in the distant future. Happiness and joy, entity attachment. Single, sexy, successful. Now in the distant future, somebody's going to be happy that an entity attachment isn't on me. They're awakening that this is real love. My ancestors support this message. And somebody in their thoughts, because they have a health concern, a gifted, mature woman now somebody in their thoughts about a health concern, or somebody in their thoughts that their health concern was the only gift they got. A mature woman, a soul and a soulmate did a ritual on this star seed to make me a karmic femme. That's what they was manifesting. They had faith that my job title or position, or they took a job to cause emotional pain to make me a Jezebel. Now they ain't concerned that a community has entered on what they traveled to do. This priest that was evil eyeing me with this third party. That's what he invested in. That's what he tried to achieve. And now he's getting bad karma for abusing me. And he's surprised that this earth angel, this person he tried to bring conflict to, wasn't an enemy. An ice queen, a rich guy, a karmic masculine, and a divine masculine tried to manipulate the fact that I had self-love. They wanted this divine femme to transition from a relationship, and they're getting communication that got them confused. Why a mature man did a love spell? They're getting okay, wait, this is a lot of people. This ice queen, this rich guy, this karmic masculine, and this divine masculine tried to manipulate me so I didn't have self-love. They wanted me to transition from a relationship, or transition because of they wanted a relationship to cause me endings, physical endings, death, change from one state to another. And they're getting communication that's leaving them confused why a mature man would do a love spell. Why would he trust that he would be able to do a love spell? Change, distant future, a boss, a star seed are going to be balanced, high vibing because I moved on. Sweetheart, third party. Tried to change the gifts, my gifts. They did death magic to try and change my gifts. This mature woman, that's who did the ritual on a soulmate for actual money. This mature woman tried to manipulate a divine femme and a divine masculine. This mature woman tried to manipulate a divine femme and a divine masculine. She wanted to manipulate our relationship? And she thought that would bring endings to me having self-love? But the relationship didn't bring me no heartbreak. I wasn't in emotional pain. What? Because I knew this wasn't real love. I was protected from the illusions. It's getting boring. They didn't want me to be single, sexy, and successful. They was obsessed with this. This mature man that was an op you know, the one who has the entity attachment, that's who was obsessed with doing voodoo to cause me to be in poverty. Because I left him, because he feels like I abandoned him. That's why he invested in doing divination with a family or on my family. Family commitment. Or he was committed to this. He had faith that he would be able to manifest this, but I was too protected. This mature man, this enemy, he wanted me imprisoned and going through conflict. This is what he wanted for an earth angel, because he wanted me to be a karmic femme. That's what he was expecting, for me to be in bondage and have an entity attachment. That's what he was so obsessed with. Because he was in his south node. And he knew that if he was in his south node, he wouldn't be able to be with me because I was in my north node. You can't be low vibing around me. That's his judgment for being a flying monkey and spinning a false narrative and trying to make me mentally unstable. He was happy to do this with this third party. It brought him joy to do this to me. I knew he was false. I knew he wasn't balanced because I'm a star seed. And I had inner knowing that this rich guy, I used my intuition and I found out that this rich guy was really just a karmic masculine. I used my intuition, my inner knowing, and came to the conclusion that this rich guy, this mature man, was really just a karmic masculine. And I knew that because I'm divine. Or now this rich guy, this karmic masculine, has inner knowing that because he didn't get on his path to the divine, that's why he's having this health concern. And he's surprised that he tried to abuse this love offer. Which is ultimately would put an ending to him ever becoming a nice guy and being in a twin flame union with me. So this rich guy, this karmic masculine, now knows that because he didn't get in his divinity, that's why he's having a health concern. And he's surprised. He can't believe he tried to abuse this love offer that was presented to him. He knows that put an ending to him ever being a nice guy, a king of cups, and being able to have this twin flame union. But once again, you're the only one that cares. Anything else I need to know, Holy Spirit? Now a boss wants to give a love offer, but he has an entity attachment. He's an op too. He took a job and had faith that this commitment would make me a Jezebel. This family is getting the message that what they expected for me to be a karmic femme, they worked with this group or organization to change my destined path, maybe. But I was too balanced because I'm a star seed. They needed me to be mentally unstable. I don't know. A boss wants to give a love offer, but he has an entity attachment. Baby. So that his destined pathway could be actual money. Now, who's this guy? This is ridiculous. I don't know. What the fuck is going on at this point? I think I'm going to put these back. Travel, false narrative, actual money, expectation. They thought that if they traveled, if they could slander my name, they would get actual money. No. And that their destined path would be balanced. This priest, that he would be in his divinity, but he's getting bad karma for doing voodoo and trying to cause conflict. Now in the distant future, this nice guy that tried to abuse this starseed is going to be surprised how she's not under any illusions and how she awakened. This is going to cause him a health concern because he's really going to be confused how this healer, about this healer. He's going to be confused about this healer. He and his thoughts about my ancestors. A healer has a job that's going to bring actual money and achievements. Because my ancestors got my back when it comes to this job. Because I'm a sweetheart. This occupation is going to bring actual money. And a priest took a job, sweetheart, I'm unbothered. Transition, divinity, occupation. Voodoo. A boss gave a love offer for somebody to let an entity overtake them. That was the voodoo they did? Or this entity, a boss gave a love offer to an entity. I don't know why I'm looking at this voodoo doll. A boss gave a love offer to an entity attachment, to a demon, so that he would be able to do voodoo on my divinity. That's what this priest did, because he was obsessed that I moved away from him and I was too balanced to be a Jezebel. That's why he wanted me in bondage. And he's shocked about the endings. Or he's shocked about the endings. He's awakening to endings. And he can move on from this actual money that he trusted he would get. So you're giving love offers to demons now? Now this Ice King is in concern because he was an op. He was jealous and envious of his soulmate union, and he was expecting for this third party to be able to do a ritual. He had faith that they worked close to the divine. This priest was obsessed. He had faith that they worked close to the divine. A Queen of Swords in the reverse, an Ice Queen. Tried to achieve my destined path by doing divination and causing illusions. And she's surprised how this commitment, this starseed that she tried to abuse, the commitment she took to abuse the starseed. And I'm still having new beginnings. How I'm an earth angel. How I don't have, how she got a health concern. How I'm protected. How I'm still manifesting happiness. That's the communication that this karmic femme is getting. A Queen of Swords in reverse. Job, title, position, or occupation was to spin a false narrative about my self-love. Or spin a false narrative about self-love. It's never too far away. Once again, I don't fucking care. Now she mentally unstable and in her heart and in her thoughts. Because she finding out I was a healer. That's why she getting bad karma. Another one bites the dust for what she did to this sweetheart. Evil eye in my achievements and my destined path. Monitoring me through divination, trying to cause illusions. Or try to cover up something. Because she was jealous and envious that I had self-love. This Jezebel. That's why she spun a false narrative. Because she wanted me in bondage. Confused and under illusions. That was her point of spinning this for also that people would be confused and under illusions about me. And now somebody's surprised that I left that ass long ago to be happy by myself. That's the truth. You can trust this information. Motherfuckers is surprised, baby. How the false narrative that they spun, they trusted it. They didn't know these people was lying. They didn't know they was doing all this just to have me in bondage. But thank God for my ancestors. Because they seen the veil you was trying to put over my eyes. That you wanted me mentally and emotionally unstable and not in alignment, but I was too balanced to be a karmic femme. All right, I'm gonna just finish out this row. Her occupation was to mess with my chakras, to make me a Jezebel, or this Jezebel, this Ice Queen. That was her job. But once again, I was too protected from this abuse. This soulmate was just jealous and envious. Communication. That a third party is mentally unstable. That's their bad karma. And this family is going to be in poverty for trying to cause illusions for actual money to this healer. Her destined path is not a Jezebel. That's why she moved on, because she's really a sweetheart. That's why she's protected from this abuse. And that's the judgment, people. That's the judgment for doing all these goddamn love spells.